Hey friends, happy Saturday, the 25th of March. It's the solemnity of the Annunciation of the Lord. It's nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'll give you a reflection on the daily readings. The daily readings are linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. Today, March 25th, 9 months before Christmas, and so this is the time that liturgically we celebrate the conception of Jesus, the visit of the angel to Mary, who gives her life completely to God. So we have a second reading as well because it's a solemnity. A solemnity is every bit as fun as a Sunday. If you relax your Lenten observances on Sundays, today would be also a day if you wanted to do that. That's not how I roll with Lent, but different folks have different sorts of ways that Lent makes sense for them. So let's get into it. We have a prophecy to Ahaz, the king, and the promise is Emmanuel, the virgin that shall conceive and bear a son and name him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. And perhaps the place to pray is just the ways that God is with you in these days, the ways that God is with us as a people, to just pray that we might have the sight to be aware that it's not just us that's working, but that it is God who is with us and with the human family doing incredible things. The psalm response is Psalm number 40, that especially is about Mary's yes that we'll pick up in the gospel, right? Here I am, Lord, I come to do your will. And just some of that surrender and goodness to God, maybe to pray some of that surrender and obedience in that psalm. The second reading is from the letter to the Hebrews, and especially it's about a body that I have prepared. It's not just about sacrifice and offerings in the temple, but a body I have prepared for you. And the author of the letter to the Hebrews especially sees that as a promise of the incarnation, that God is coming in a body. And that's part of the incredible mystery of the incarnation, right? True God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten, not made, as we say in the creed, right? Eternal with the Father, all of that stuff. True God, but also true human being, born of a mother, born of Mary. And while we can't necessarily get our heads wrapped around the hypostatic union, in the person to be two natures, but to just be in our own bodies, to just be present to God as we are, wherever our bodies find us. Maybe bodies that don't measure up to our mental images of beauty, or bodies that are breaking down with pain or challenges. Bodies that are incredible, that give life and sustain life and express love and receive love intimately and wonderfully. Bodies that convey so much of who we are. To just be in the flesh and to be okay with it, and to know that God has given us this body and that it is an incredible gift, and to give thanks to God in our bodies, as beautiful and wonderful and mysterious as they are. That might be a place of connecting with Jesus in the incarnation, Jesus in the body, true God, true human being. Lastly, Gospel of Luke, right? The virgin's name was Mary. So often the virgin are not named. So often the women don't have names in these ancient texts and in so many others, but clearly this story is so important, and the virgin's name was Mary. And the archangel speaks of the great things that God is doing in the human story, if only she would say yes. And Mary, those incredible words of faith, "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word." Perhaps we would pray those words and pray that we might be open to whatever it is that God's calling us to today, that we might find, that we might encounter that grace of surrender and a loss of control and offer it to the Lord in just a small way, like Mary did. All of these mysteries, all of these wonderful things that we celebrate kind of brought into being, hanging on her yes. And what a yes it was. May we give thanks for what God has done in Mary's life and seek to be like this disciple of Jesus, saying yes as much as we can. All right, friends, read those readings prayerfully. Turn off the screen. Spend some time with God. Happy Saturday. Maybe some time for some rest. Happy Solemnity of the Annunciation. Let's be praying for folks that are struggling. God bless y'all.